welcome to another special episode of the Mission TV show. We're taping here at the OCI Leadership Training Retreat in Cohota Springs, Georgia. And what's cool about this place is that Outpost centers have ministries around the world, like 80 of them. And at this retreat, they come together, as many as possible, and they share and they collaborate and they plan and they learn and stuff like that, pray together. And so that's why we're here, to meet some of those missionaries from the front lines. And we have really special guests here today, James Hartley from L.I.G.H.T Ministries. And he's got a big vision. He's here with Sean Craig, who's part of that vision. And you guys are trying to reach the whole world and every church member in the Seventh-day Adventist Church with a special task, special burden.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'd like to see Seventh-day Adventists get active, you know, in the gospel work. And so in order to get active, you know, they need to get trained. You know, if you teach someone how to begin, they're more likely to continue. And so, you know, we want to work in harmony with the vision of the church, the Seventh-day Adventist Church. And interestingly, I'd like to just, you know, draw attention to this theme that's not very well known or widely promoted, but we do know that the theme for the health department of the General Conference is every church a community health center, every church member a medical missionary.
Okay, what do you mean a community health center? What does that look like?
Well, this isn't we didn't create the theme. Okay. But what I think that they understand as a goal is that each Seventh-day Adventist church is outreach to the community with a health message. You know, cooking schools and promoting the laws of health. You know, an educational center not only for spiritual education, but also principles of health education. So, you know, and you can only attain that, obviously, by training the members themselves. Right. And so, you know, this is an enormous initiative, whether it's 17 million Seventh-day Adventists, plus or minus, and so this is their goal. You know, I mean, Ellen White said, you know, we've come to a time when every member of the church should take hold of medical missionary work. So, you know, this is where that theme comes from, and we play a small role in it. You know, we're trying to get the ball rolling. We've been working for the last 4 years with a strategy that would make training available to every Seventh-day Adventist.
Okay, then who is the we that you're talking about? Or what ministry are you?
Well, yeah, so L.I.G.H.T Ministry is an acronym. It stands for Lay Institute for Global Health Training. And it was developed about 4 years ago. Really in 2007 is when it first was being formed. Through various leaders in OCI ministries like Wildwood, L.I.G.H.T Pines, the OCI leadership themselves were meeting and trying to formulate some strategy for making our training what we have at centers like L.I.G.H.T Pines and Wildwood, and you know, OCI's probably got about 40 different ministries that are offering training courses around the world, but that's just a drop in the bucket. You know, how can it multiply? As you know, what kind of strategy can we have? So it began to develop and form, and now we're a nonprofit organization ourselves. We're located at Wildwood Lifestyle Center, and we have a very simple vision. First, we begin with in this 3-step plan, a 1-month trainings and other short trainings, but generally do a 1-month course.
So people come to this to Georgia, Wildwood.
No, well, we do them in Georgia, but you'll see that the majority of our courses are overseas.
Oh, really? So you've set up courses in different centers.
Yeah, we've worked in over 50 countries in the last
50 countries.
Yeah.
So how many people are working in your team?
We have an administrative team that works from Wildwood as our home base. There's about 5 of us, with a couple other helpers here and there. But we have about 30 missionaries that are full-time with us that are in the field, and we're working with our graduates and we're networking with many OCI projects. And you know, what we do is, first of all, we prepare teaching materials. And we have them translated in different languages. So we have our teaching material from our 1-month training. We've got curriculum for 1 month, and we also have a 6-month curriculum. And the 1 month is what we've refined the most and have had translated in German, Russian, Spanish, Portuguese, and partly French. We're still working on French. If anyone listening is a French translator, would help us out, that would be a huge blessing, because there's a great need there as well. And
about Tamil, Hindi, Thai?
There has been some progress, but I couldn't give a clear update on how it's going. But
okay, so you've apportioned some parts of the world to different kind of coordinators for those areas.
Yeah, we've divided the world into divisions similar to how the church has done it. A little bit more regionally, like in Western Europe, we just have a Western Europe director, and just Africa director, right? And then we break it into regions as well, and that way we delegate out responsibility to people that are in the field, and they're networking 1-month training courses in their countries or in their regions. This develops interest from the church members. They take a 1-month training, they start getting active in their community, and the word gets spread around. Hopefully the conference has seen the results of it. Maybe we've done some health expos. We run an evangelistic meeting. There's positive results. They see that we're there to work with the church, and so interest grows. And then we give them a sales pitch on running a 6-month course, because to develop leaders for this kind of work and teachers that will go out to teach more 1-month courses, we want to give them a 6-month course, like we have at Wildwood and so forth. That's kind of our protocol, our main program that we're kind of working with.
Okay.
So we're using 6-month graduates then to teach 1-month courses.
I see.
And we send our 6-month graduates out in teams of 4, with 1 leader and 3 students generally, and they just go out and do these courses. It's you can really even do them with three people. So Wildwood graduates about 25 students every 6 months, and we send them out in about 7 different teams, so maybe 7 different countries, but usually about 3, 4, or 5 different countries. And they're running all these courses all simultaneously, as well as.
How many 1-month courses have you done since?
I'm going to show it at towards the end, but this last year we ran 73 1-month courses. Yeah.
Wow. So Shawn, this is Shawn Craig, and you're kind of the director of or coordinator for what area of the world are you?
I work in many places, but chiefly in America. Okay. Trying to coordinate some projects, some schools here, but less of the full 1-month course, more so on something that an average working person can do, something like an evening program, afternoon program, weekend program, things along those lines, that it's easier for someone who has a full-time job to do. But I do get some travel time in as well to other countries.
So it's kind of a wild card for us, really. If we need someone to go, he can, we need a teacher, he can go. Shawn was a graduate from Wildwood and worked with us for a year in India, and then has worked with us this last year, helping in a variety of areas. But this is one of them, is developing shorter courses, especially for working class people. Okay. Because to get a month off is pretty hard for a lot of people.
So this would be a course that could be implemented within a church setting type of thing. So this is you're taking it to every church member.
Absolutely.
This is important to me because I didn't used to think this way, but I found out when Mrs. White talks about the Holy Spirit, the outpouring of the latter rain will not be given till the majority of church members are actually working to save souls.
Right.
And I used to think that I could pray for the latter rain for myself. But this is a corporate type of thing.
Yes.
And so getting everybody involved is incredibly important.
For sure. Absolutely.
Scenario.
And then once we have 6-month graduates, we have a core of people that we have more confidence in because we've known them longer, and we're developing leaders from that course, and we're working to establish permanent schools. So what we can do is I'd like to show some examples of permanent projects that we've helped to establish in the last few years. First, we'll just look at it. This is our headquarters. We just finished constructing this year at Wildwood. Yeah, they gave us this little piece of property. Lord provided the means, and this is our headquarters. It's a small building, but suitable for us now. We were really blessed to have Elder Mark Finley give a dedication for it this last summer, and this is our conference president, Ed Wright. And the OCI president, which is fitting for where we are, Stephen Grabner. And this really was encouraging to us because they know of our project, and the health department of the church knows of our project, and they've given us real support, that they know, they want to protect against, independent movements and fanaticism and this sort of thing. And we've, through working for several years at this, that we've proven that that's, not the direction we're going. We want to work together with the church. Usually, we will to do a school in a country, we have a requirement to get a letter of invitation from somebody in the conference or mission locally. And this is communicated back to the GC, and they say, yeah, well, we appreciate that. That's how we can work. Lay members and church leaders can better work together. And when we have their support, it just really takes off better because they're promoting it to their church members rather than like trying to, you know, sneak in this kind of training that you know is questionable or whatever. So,
right. So like, because Mission TV is seen around the world.
Yeah.
So somebody in, let's say, central Tanzania or North Rajasthan or something like that, they would see this. They can contact their, you know, director, unit president, or something like that. They can make a request to you guys to have a team come out and train there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Wow.
and we get requests from almost every country in the world. You know, it's students take it and spread it, and we get emails pretty regularly that are invitations for us to do trainings. Sadly, we don't have enough missionaries to fulfill all the opportunities, but you know, we just have to see we just have to, you know, prioritize basically which ones we're gonna.
So this is a call for people to come and take the 6-month course.
Yeah, yeah,
and
absolutely.
then be part of this.
Yeah, and not everybody can. You know, we don't always have a training in their country, or you know, or they might not be able to travel to one of our like mother schools or whatever. But we have an online school, and both the 6-month and the 1-month is online.
So is that an all-day thing, or can you do it?
Well, you do it at your pace.
At your own pace.
Yeah.
So you can take this 6-month and stretch it over a couple of years in the evening or something, and
Yeah,
eventually get through it.
we try to get you through it in a year.
Okay.
Because you don't stretch it out too much. But yeah, and it's all video, so you're actually viewing, you know, the material that we've all recorded from Wildwood.
You don't have to read a bunch of books and stuff.
No. There's a manual that you go through. You go through the manual and you watch the lecture. You take notes, and then there's just some like tests that they go through to you know show that you've actually watched it, didn't press play and walk to the kitchen.
So then what are these countries that you actually have some of these 6-month training courses? I know there's one in the Philippines.
Yeah, Philippines, Indonesia, Australia, India.
What part of India?
2.
Is there 2 going this year? Sean's been more involved with India. Where are they at, Sean?
One's in Ranchi, up north, and another one is in Tamil Nadu, in Nagercoil.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
Well, the year that Sean went there, we did 12 simultaneous 1-month courses in India and took a large group there.
Wow.
And that helped to, you know, develop a relationship with Living Springs and Dr. Enoch in the south. And you know we have missionaries there right now that are working and you know developing these courses. So,
excellent.
Yeah, it's been growing. But Zambia, South Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, Ukraine, Moldova, Russia, Romania, Austria, Norway, Honduras, Colombia, and in the U.S. And there's probably a few more I've lost track of. But,
so is there a website people can go to?
Yeah, lightingtheworld.org is our website, and they've got you know reports from all of our projects that we're working with. So we don't run all those projects, we don't like control them or anything. We're there to be a benefit to them, but we're all running a similar curriculum. So we become affiliates if we see we're seeing eye to eye. We join together, we're affiliates, and you know we use their graduates and we send them workers, and everyone working together just tends to you know, strengthen the mission.
Right. So then people can go on that website, lightingtheworld.org, and get information about where these.
Yeah, they can get information for the online training. They can get information for where you can type in your location and find out where the nearest training is.
Right.
And that sort of thing. So
excellent.
we're just trying to we're basically a facilitating organization, you know, for starting projects.
Right. That's important. I mean that mental, creative kind of packaging of the message and curriculum and everything.
Yeah, it's been proven to be useful. I guess you know at OCI you hear all the reports. A lot of them are saying you know they've been benefited by it. So gives us encouragement to keep pushing forward with it. Yeah.
Good.
There's 112 unions in the world, and the Philippines has 3 unions: Northern, Central, and Southern. So really, our bigger picture goal was to see that there was one lay training school in every union in the world field. That way, at least every Seventh-day Adventist could have the opportunity to get to a training. It's more likely if it's in your union than if it's in like halfway across the world. So our main project in the Philippines is up here in northern Luzon, and we have 30 students 2 times a year. We run 2 6-month courses per year, 30 students in each course. And now this center has grown, and they're sending out missionaries now to Cambodia and Indonesia. I'll show a picture of that. So Philippines is really growing. We also have property outside Iloilo and are working on developing a course there. And the church is giving us an opportunity to start a course in the south. So this is the newest one. You know, we're still working on these, but we've done 1-month courses all throughout the Philippines, and it's really been great. You know, we've had just a huge open door there.
Yeah.
Let me show a picture. I think I just have one picture from the Philippines. Graduates doing house to house or hut to hut, you know, visits, giving consultations, seeing spiritual interest, praying with people, giving simple water treatments. And this lady was in great need, and they've been regularly visiting her, giving her water treatments and praying with her. You know, one thing I like to say about the Philippine project, another part of our deeper goal, like the third one was ministry establishment. To be established, we think you really need to have some sort of industry, so you can become more of a financially sustainable project rather than only donation based. And so part of our mission as well is to help projects become self-supporting. And Philippines is an example. And what we've told our projects that we work with, we'll help stipend the missionary teachers and support your project for 3 years. At the end of 3 years, we stop. Right? So you have this as a goal, and we're going to help you get there to become financially self-supporting. So Philippines, that's how we did. That was the first project we started in 2008, and the project has grown. We help raise money for bakery ovens and mixers, farm equipment, jeepneys. Yeah, we've got 3 jeepneys now, and that they transport all of our farm produce and bakery goods.
And then pick up
people. They pay for the rides. We give them tracks, and you know they're called the 3 Angels Jeepney. We've got 3 of them, just trucking all around northern Luzon, and it's been really interesting. And anyway, I'm on. They asked me to be on their board, and so I was I couldn't go there, but I was on a phone conference just last week, and they finally were able to prove in their 3rd year that they had all black numbers on their financial report, and they've proven that now they have reached a level of sustainability through their industry. So the students are getting a practical education, practical work, and it's sustaining the project financially. So we do half work, half study. You know, they study half the day, work half the day, and so we're really excited about that. That's kind of a model project that we want to see happen, you know, in other parts. So, and this is probably one of the schools we're most excited about right now. This is Indonesia. Indonesia, you know, massive amount of Muslim, you know, population there. So how will the church reach the Muslims? Clearly, the right arm of the gospel is the entering wedge. It's the way to reach them, and the church has really caught on to this after we've done several 1 months. They gave us a property and a school to use, and these are our current students that have just joined the 6-month school. This is a school building that was not used. I don't have a picture of how it looked 4 months ago, but it was a disaster. It was a total mess. Right? Hadn't been used for I don't know how many years, but they showed me the pictures, and I thought, oh well, we're gonna have to fix it up a bit. But these guys worked so hard for 3 months. They just fixed this place up beautiful, and the union has let us use this, and it's full with 30 students right now. We've sent some missionary teachers there. We're networking with Thousand Missionary Movement to make this happen.
Great.
And so yeah, they've been just traveling around Indonesia doing health expos. I got a picture here of, you know, Muslim folk that were meeting there in Indonesia. You know, it's hard to do door-to-door Bible work with Muslim people because they're kind of prejudiced to Christians, but when you get them in a non-confrontational environment like a health expo, where it's a health fair with different screenings that they can get, you can see they're enjoying themselves, right? It's just you develop friendships then, and you try to do follow-up with them and run a cooking school, and you just develop this relationship, and that always turns into a spiritual contact.
Yeah. And I think we as Adventists have a little bit more in common with them than we think we do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we're able to capitalize on that and try to help them to see that connection, that we're not, you know, some apostate Christians or whatever. Okay. So another area that's difficult to work in, Central Asia. Mm-hmm. We have 2 missionaries now working in Central Asia, and you know.
What do you mean by Central Asia?
Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, these countries. Okay. You know, we don't want to be too specific, but
the stands.
Yeah, the stands. Yeah, exactly. And they're doing community work, and their reports are very encouraging. You know, they're doing massage treatments, consultations, hydrotherapy, cooking classes, and they're drawing in, you know, Muslim people into these meetings and making lots of friendships. It's definitely the inroad, you know, the health message. So we want to build on that. Sure. We're hoping to start a school there in Central Asia.
Great.
This year.
Great.
Lord willing.
Fantastic.
I was in Armenia this last summer. This is a picture from Armenia, which is similar part of the world, just a little bit west from the Stan countries. You know, Georgia. Coming from Georgia, I thought I should, you know, visit the true Georgia. So Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan are our neighboring countries, and we conducted a training, a 1-month training in Armenia, and we went up to Georgia. And this is a picture from Georgia. Half this group is from Azerbaijan, the other half is from Georgia. And these are the union. This is the union health director, Lida. They're Filipinos actually, and we really hit it off with them great. And Caesar, he's the treasurer for the union, and they just love the program. And they got involved teaching with us, and we're working with a young physician there, and we have plans to establish a lifestyle center, a training school, and that will be in Armenia.
Okay.
So, just to show some reports. Brazil, in the Amazon, we're working with Brazil Lifesavers. You can find out some more on their website. This is a boat launch ministry, and we're partnering together now. We've run a 1-month school at their property, and the goal is now to send graduates that we've trained from Wildwood that are Brazilian to this project, start this school that will train Bible workers that will go into the interior of the Amazon to work, you know, working, you know, with medical missionary work, and the church is growing in the Amazon. You don't hear the reports of it because there's not a lot of communication back there, but we have Bible workers that are staying in villages, starting groups, and having meetings, and it's been really encouraging. You know, what's happening there.
Yeah, cool.
Africa, Kenya is kind of a center for East Africa for us. We're starting a school there. Well, we've been running a 6-month school there, but it was not at a permanent place. Sometimes we do 6-month courses in churches. But now we have a property and we're building our first building. I don't have a picture of it right now, but we did send 2.
That's not it, right?
No, it's not. It's not it. It could be though. We sent 2 Wildwood students. Felicia and Corey went to Kenya they spent most of a year there. This is one of their graduations. They had amazing experiences there with their 6-month students that they were training, taking out, doing door-to-door visits. They met this man with this gruesome leg. 9 years he's had this leg just kind of rotting away and never getting any better. He hadn't washed it in 9 years. They told him in the beginning to keep it dry or whatever, I guess, because maybe it wasn't scabbing over. Anyway, he took that to heart for 9 years and never washed his leg. Never gotten any better. So they somehow convinced him to do water treatments, and these girls every day were giving him simple, you know, you just see a 5-gallon bucket there, just simple hot and cold water treatments, and putting charcoal poultices on his leg, and praying with him and counseling and talking with him and building this relationship. His legs started getting better. And they did this faithfully for 3 weeks, and after 3 weeks, they said it was 3/4 healed. And he was just blown away by it, and you make a friend that way, right? And so this is what they did. They just had an awesome experience there. So it shows kind of what our graduates, what kind of opportunities they have to get involved. This just shows some of the Bible work that we were doing in that area. We had reaping results, you know, into the church, which is a real blessing. South Africa, there's a buddy of mine, Cabello. He got trained at Wilder back in 2000. He's running a 6-month school now in a property in an area where there's 0 Seventh-day Adventists, totally dark region. And they're, for the whole 6-month course this last year, or this last fall, they did door-to-door work, health expos, cooking classes, community work, just everything to build relationships. And in the end, the culminating month of the 6-month course, they did a tent meeting, and they have 20 people now attending church. They've had a dozen baptisms, and the church is growing in the area, and the conference is looking like, wow, you guys are doing great, right? Because there was zero, nothing there. And I'll just add, this was a white area that was prejudiced, and most of the students, if not all the students, are black, and they were not unsure how this was going to work, and they got this church going now, and they're breaking the racial barriers or whatever with the Lord. So exciting reports. Now I'll let Shawn talk more about. He's been involved in Central America, and well, this picture's from Costa Rica.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. You know about Costa Rica, right, Shawn?
Yeah, we had a great time down there. We had a team going down there with linking up with a few UT Pine graduates and a few Wildwood graduates. Some of the older UT Pine graduates led out down there. Had a great school with a lot of people there.
Definitely. And this is gonna be a permanent 6-month course there in Costa Rica.
Excellent.
And then we went to Grenada. Opportunities are growing there. Trinidad, we're going to be following up with programs there. Jamaica, we've been working in. Now Guatemala. Shawn's been active. Guatemala is a whole story in itself. So we made a slide. Shawn, what have we done the last 2 years in Guatemala?
Last 2 years, we've been just really busy in Guatemala. We started off, got a connection there, and we started off doing 7 courses. I mean, not all in one time, but throughout 2 years, we've done 7 one-month courses.
Wow. That's fantastic.
Beyond that, we've recently, just in the most recent courses, we've been just talking with the union president and just getting some interest there. And I'll tell you that in a little bit, but before that, we wanted to get permission to do a health expo in the public area. So we went to the mayor's office and said, hey, mayor, how's it going? How's your health? And we started talking to him about his personal health. And he says, well, my blood pressure's pretty high. He's like, we need more health programs in this area so we can stop high blood pressure. And he said, I agree. I think it's a good idea. So we showed him some pictures of health expos, and he says, "This is excellent. Can you train my nurses here in my university? We have 600 nurses that we want you guys to train." And he says, "We want you to do this this summer. Can you do it?" And so we're still working out the details for that. We're going to try to do it this summer.
Awesome. Praise the Lord.
After that meeting, the next day we had a meeting with the union president, or the next couple of days we had a meeting with the union president, and he said, Union President, we want to really do something in this country. We want to do something effective. Let's train the pastors. Let's train your pastor. He says, this is a great idea. Let's do it this summer. So there was 128 pastors, along with their wives, who are going to get trained. Every pastor in the country of Guatemala is probably going to get trained this summer.
This summer,
July.
Wow, that's fantastic.
It's incredible. We haven't had that kind of providence in any country. Every pastor of the Seventh-day Adventist denomination is going to run through a L.I.G.H.T course.
That's phenomenal.
We're excited about that. So we want to get them back active, doing expos, cooking classes, so the wives will be involved. So we've got this all all in the plans.
So I bet you guys could continue. Okay, you got the.
And the last was that they want to start a wellness center there as well.
You guys could continue talking about this all day.
No, it's true.
Non-stop, but we've just got a couple minutes left.
Sure.
I just want to finish with a couple of questions. Number one, is there more work to be done, or is the work pretty much finished? Have you guys finished it all?
What do you think, Shawn?
I think there's some stuff to do.
Some stuff.
We still have a lot.
We only have a feeling of being overwhelmed because the opportunities are so regular, so consistent, and so we're just pleading with our graduates to give their lives, to this work, because the opportunities are just ripe. We could go on and on about opportunities. So people, anybody listening right now, if they want to get involved and they're, actively involved in our communities and in helping to train, people that will go out and do this work as well, get on our website and find out, where the closest school is. Email us, contact us at lightingtheworld.org. We need leaders. We need teachers. The opportunities are just exploding, and we don't know how much longer that we have to help set up these centers of training. So we want to get as many started as possible, because soon we might not be able to travel and so forth, so they're going to be on their own to preach this message.
How would doing something like this affect their spiritual life?
Oh, yeah. Well, absolutely. I mean, you get revived by being involved with, working with the Lord as co-laborers with Him.
Do you know anybody that's regretted being involved with this full time?
Oh, no. No.
No.
No, everyone enjoys it. Yeah, it's the best. I mean, I feel like I got the best job in the world. I just love this work. I can imagine just doing it's not, I don't see it as time to go on with life as usual, right? I mean, time is short. We can enjoy heaven for eternity.
Right, but right
now is the time to take action on opportunities that we have.
If we don't do it right now, if we don't do this work right now, then will heaven begin? In other words, doesn't that like put off the whole second coming thing by not reaching the world?
Absolutely.
So by getting involved with this, we're not only preparing ourselves for heaven, but we're enjoying our lives better here because we now have purpose and joy.
Yeah.
And then the second coming can come sooner, and people can.
Amen.
There you go. There's your call. There's your call to action. I know God has made this call 2,000 years ago. Go into all the world. And Jesus didn't say go into your comfort zone. He didn't say go just to your church, although that's included in the world. But He said go into all the world. And you've seen people that, on Mission TV, you see people that are doing this kind of work, and you see them excited about it. And I think this is a trend that I've seen in my life, in other people's lives, is that those that sell all, dedicate themselves into God's work and say, God, where do you want me? I want to work for you full time. That those are the people that I like to hang out with because they got they're having fun in life. They're having an adventure in life, and they're growing spiritually. They're growing closer to God. They can see God working in their lives. Their faith is maturing. So I would encourage you to take that step. Make that decision in your life and say, I'm going to get out of the system, out of the world system that's taking me to a place that I don't really want to go. I want to be involved with God's work because I want the end to come sooner, and I want people that will become my treasure for eternity. The relationships that I have in heaven. I want some more of those. They're out there. They're just waiting for you to come and be a part of that. So again, lightingtheworld.org. Go to the website, see how you can get involved. You can hook up with these guys. You can hook up with any place in your country and see what you can do. Hopefully there'll be one in your country or somewhere near your country. If not, just ask God, I want to be involved, and watch how He opens the doors for you. Thank you for watching the Mission TV show. Again, we're taping here at the OCI Leadership Retreat. You can go to outpostcenters.org if you want to get more information about lightingtheworld.org or just Light Ministries or Wildwood or anything that we've talked about here. God bless, and we'll see you next time.